From Flukes Kitesurfing. Welcome back to the channel. Thought I'd make a quick video on just a recommendation on three strapless freestyle tricks that you can learn as a beginner. So if you're new to strapless kitesurfing and you're thinking, it's time, I want to take to the air and start strapless freestyle, here's just my recommendation for the first three tricks you can start practicing. So let's get into it. So the first strapless freestyle trick I have for you is the Strapless Air. This is a no grab air. It's just a little jump off a chop or something, and it's a really simple kite motion, which makes it a great trick to start practicing. And I just want to give you three quick tips that'll help make this trick easier. So the first thing is, when you're starting strapless freestyle, is thinking about that the bottom of the board has to stay between the wind and your foot. So especially with this trick, you want to try and do your little jump and exposing the bottom of the board into the wind. That's going to help keep it pressed up against your foot. And what's going to help with this is the kite motion. So you can start small, like your first jumps are going to be pretty small, and that's great. So head in, look for a little ramp or something to jump off of. It'll help you get the board up. And the kite motion is really easy. So you want it to start about 45 degrees, cruising along. The kite comes up close to 12 and then back down to ride away. That's the kite motion. Or on the other side, the kite will be at 45 degrees this way. Kite comes up and then back down. Nice and simple. You definitely don't want the kite going past 12 behind you in the other way, because that's going to stop your forward motion. And if you send the kite directly to 12 and jump, we don't have straps on our board, so that's going to really pull you off and away from the board. So keeping the kite kind of forward is going to help you launch. The third thing that's really going to help keep the board on your feet is when you're jumping. If we're traveling this way, the wind is at my back. The kite's at 45 degrees on the water. Spot our chop, bring the kite up, jump, bring your front knee in. That's also going to help suck the board up. And then taking your backhand off the bar. This is going to help expose the bottom of the board into the wind and your shoulders and back. And it will also take your backhand off the bar, so your front hand is going to want to drive the kite forward, and that's going to help you land and ride out of the trick. So check out those are just a few quick pointers to do this, but check out our whole tutorial on how to do the whole breakdown of this. So let's get into my second strapless freestyle trick that I have for you. So my second strapless freestyle trick that I'd recommend you start with is the Strapless Board Off. This is kind of like the next level strapless air jump, but this time you're going to be spotting your little kicker, jumping, and as you suck your front leg up, you're going to grab the board and then be flying the kite with your backhand this time. Then for the board off, you want to throw the board back down under your feet, and you'll likely need to landing loop out of this. It's this landing loop that really makes this trick the foundational skill that's going to set you up for a lot more tricks down the road. And you can start these small and then get progressively bigger and bigger as well. What makes this trick a really good second trick to start doing is just getting used to having the board in your hand and controlling the kite with one hand. For this trick, it's really important, and this is going to help you leading up to your back rolls and your front roll board offs, is when you grab your board, you definitely do not want the kite behind 12. You always kind of want to keep the kite in like at 12, or more preferred slightly ahead of 12. So to do that, you want to be really conscious as you sheet in to do the jump, to lock your wrist and keep the kite, in that forward motion. It is really common, and I was so guilty of this and still am, because I just want to send it and sheet in. But as I do that, I accidentally send the kite behind me, and that makes landing almost impossible. and it'll drop you sometimes. So you definitely want to really focus on keeping the kite in a forward motion, and then yeah, throwing the board down and work on your landing loops. Again, we have a whole tutorial on this, so check that out for the full breakdown. Those are just a couple little pointers to help as you go into this trick and watch our other video. Okay, so my third strapless freestyle trick that I have for you guys to start working on is the back roll. It's a back roll board off on a strapless board, and the reason I'm suggesting this maybe over a front roll, of course, choose your own adventure. After I got a straight air, I had my mind set on learning how to do a front roll board off, and I struggled for a long time. So I think the back roll's easier, but yeah, choose your own adventure. So the back roll board off, I think, is easier because you're edging upwind, and that kind of means you've technically already done almost half of the rotation. So it's a little less scary maybe than the front roll, but yeah. So again, we've got a whole tutorial video on how to do a back roll board off, but I'll give you just a few quick tips on how you can start practicing these from this video. So, and actually the second trick in this video is really going to help you with this trick. So learning how to do landing loops is really going to help you and your confidence when you start these back roll board offs and your front roll board offs. But for this video, the back roll board off. So you want to head with moderate speed, and trust me, this is easier doing it faster. Like, trying to go slow makes it harder. So don't be scared, just go a little bit faster than you think. So spot your chop, and you want to, the kite motion is going to be 45 degrees up to 12, and you want to keep it at 12 as you complete the rotation. You don't want to send the kite behind you, so that's really important. And hopefully you practice that a bit too with your board offs, regular board offs. So moderate speed, spot your chop, and then you're gonna edge, send the kite higher, close to 12, edge aggressively upwind, grab the board at your front foot, and a tip for this is the closer you can grab to the middle of the board, the more control you have, and it becomes a bit easier. You might start with your hand by your front foot, but then try and work in grabbing like in the center of your board. Your kite's gonna be at 12, and then look over your shoulder to help you complete the rotation. Get your board down, and then again, landing loop to ride out clean. So look, those are just 3 ideas for how you can maybe start getting into strapless freestyle. It is so much fun, guys. It really is. And all 3 of these tricks, you can start small and take them higher and higher and higher. It's kind of a never-ending progression, which is really fun. I'm still trying to do bigger straight airs. Like, I think that's honestly one of my favorite tricks. It's really fun. And yeah, so I hope this helps on your strapless freestyle journey. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, or if you want any videos on like specific strapless freestyle tutorials in the future, and we're happy to help. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.